here is a simple process. I can directly create a library, but it was, I think, giving me some small issue there. So I'm just doing first a process and then creating the library for you, which we'll be using it in another process we'll be calling there. After that, I will show you what if the selector changes and how simple it is to modify it. So we are using this a very, very simple app UI demo. I thank Preeti for recommending this for our use case. So thank you, Preeti, for this. So this is a very, very simple app, which I think most of us are familiar with, especially the HSI candidates will be like really familiar with this. So this is just a simple app where you log in, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to add one field here, okay, and say accept. This all is a flow. So it's going to log in and it is going to enter some value, and I'm going to say accept. So I'm going to create a library with all these UI elements, right? There's a login username, password, and there is a cache in type into, and there is an accept button and login button and so on. So all this is going to go into our object repository. And what I'm going to do is after that, when the I'll be changing the selector with the assumption that the cache in and on us check, let's say it has exchanged places, right? So the cache in has just to show a selector change. So we'll assume that because we can't do anything literally here. So for the next thing, so the inputs will come in the second row, right? So we assume that the cache in will be in the second row, right? So now this is a simple process, right? This is a regular process that I've started. So how I'm going to start with the object repository. If you see on the right side, you have this small button which Sanjay had explained about the capturing the actual elements. So I'm just going to add this application because it's a UI demo, right? So I'm just going to give the same name. And what is this demo? So first I just need to do another recording where I'm just recording what is the app that I'm talking about, what is this page that I'm talking about. So yes. So if you see on the right side, we have already captured whatever this this main screen is. So inside that, now we are going to capture the individual elements. So I mean, just look at the beauty of this. I enjoyed this so much. I mean, in the classic, so much you have to do with the selectors. All I need to do is click here and put a tick. See on the right side, the username has already come along with the descriptor. What is a descriptor? Descriptor is nothing but your selector and an anchor combination. So it's so stable that you have the regular selector as well as your anchor in it, right? So that's really awesome. And when you click here, the next one, same thing, you repeat the process. And that's it. Your password is added. And here you see the login. This is actually the anchor, right? So I'm not using that. So I want the button. So I just click on it. It actually takes the button and there you go. This is done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause this recorder for now because I want to move to the next screen, right? So I kind of log into this. Okay. And here again, all I need to do is do the same thing. Just go here. Yes. And we said I'm going to enter the cache in, right? So I'm just going to enter this value again, do nothing, just click on this, then touch of a button again, not the small one, the bigger one, that's the button here. So again, yes, that's it. We are already done with our selectors part of it. And all I need to do is just save. Okay. So once I click on save, so this is the process, right? So I need to convert it to a library, like basically a custom activity. So Uh, let me rename it. Current folder. So we don't need to search where, I've put it. Yes. And I'm creating the library here, right? Yes. So here the library is typically created. Now we need to publish it. I can directly open a library and create it. It was giving me some issues, so I didn't venture into correcting it, but I'll explore that option as well. So right now we are creating the NUPKG file of the library, which we will be using in another process. And we can see how those elements are used there. So all I need to do now is to publish it. Okay. So yeah, we have a version 1 and everything is good. We move to the next one. Yeah, link is also okay, right? Object repository. So now I publish it. Great. So this work is done now. All I'm going to do is now go open a new process. Let's call it UI demo, maybe process underscore library or whatever. Okay, just create a new process. Now, since it's a new custom library that we have created with the repository, I need to add it in my package so that I can see it on the right side, right? It has to appear in the object repository list on the right side that we see. Right now, we don't see it there, right? So what I'm going to do is I will go to settings, right? And I will just choose where I have the path of where I have given this library. So this is the path. And here, yeah, this is our library. So let me just copy this file and put it here. Okay, add it here. Yes, so now if you see, we already have the package that has come. All we need to do is we need to install this here and just save it. Okay, so now we have on the right side, if you see, we already have these elements. So the beauty is, like I mentioned, if it was a custom activity, I wouldn't be able to use this individually, right? So now I can use it. There are two ways, how we can actually connect. Now we have to connect the activity with the elements, right? So that's what we need to do, what action we are doing for that activity. I mean, for that UI element. So either we can, push in this uh, UI element and then give the activity, right? This is one way of doing it, right? So I first pushed in the username and then I'm sorry. First, I need to do the main thing. Yes, there is a demo app. This is like a scope, right? Excel scope kind of thing. So we pull in the screen first and then do the actions inside it, right? So here we have this username. Just I'm going to go in the order of sequence that we clicked there, right? So there's nothing more to it. So the username, I just give it as admin. And of course, we have the password after that. And again, there is can use any action, but type into is something that we can take. Yes. And after this, I have the login. So for the login screen for a change, I can do this activity first on the right side, on the left side, sorry. So now I pull the click element and then I can put in the login screen, right? So this can also be done. It's just two options. And after that, the cache in again, the type into. Okay, so right. And of course, we have the accept. That will be another click. All right. So here we have all the elements in place. I'm just going to run it and see if it looks good. Yeah. Oh, I have not added the numbers here. Sorry. I should have added the values here as well, right? So this, yeah. So let's run it again. Just open the app and keep. Actually, you don't need to keep the app open, but for me, it didn't. I mean, it asked me to keep opening the app, so I'll just leave it on for now. I'm sure that's a setting thing, and you really don't need to keep the app open. All right. So we saw that the process is going fine and it has actually entered the cache in and it clicked on accept, right? So that part is done. So now we have to assume, I'm sorry, close that window, but we have to assume that the cache in and the cache on us, both values are exchanged. So the next time when it is going to type in the value without changing anything in the current process, it has to do it in the second row, right? We'll assume that that is the selector change that is happening, right? So all I need to do is now go back and open the library, right? That's what we had created. So I need to tell what is the selector change. So I have to go to the exact location. So we're here. Cache in. Yes. So we are going to edit the descriptor, right, of cache in. So what are we going to do? I just need to come here. I need to delete this because I don't want it anymore in the first row. I need it only in the second row. So all I needed is as simple as this. Just go delete it and go and add it. That's all. We are done. Done with the selector changes. So we publish it again and yes, publish. Okay. So we have the version 2 ready. So now we again go back to this, right? We need to update the package. So let's assume instead of this, we have like about 10 or 15 projects or even more that use the same thing. Let's say there are 40 UI elements, right? So how much of work I just need to change in one place. So now here I need to go, all I need to do is do this update. Okay, I think it's updated. Now, if you see, if I run this, what should happen? It should actually put the 1,000 or whatever the value was in the second row, right? Not in the first row. So let's see if that's happening. Let me just open the app again. Yes. Yes. So we saw how easy and simple it is. I mean, this is, of course, a simple demo, guys. There are many there could be other complications, but it has made all our life so easy. And I was very excited to do this. Thanks, Divyani, for pushing me to do the presentation today, and Preeti and Sanjay for all the support for this. So it was, I hope you all enjoyed it as well. Thank you.